It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll get a look here at Trey Lance. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Buccaneers and the Commanders, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Washington Commanders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Bucs in this matchup. They have a tremendous aerial attack, one of the best in the league. But they're going to face a stiff test here.
I don't think that they'll face a tougher test all season long because this is the #1 defense in the NFL. A team that puts a lot of pressure on a quarterback. And we know from talking to both of these teams, neither of them is going to back down from this challenge.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Washington now brings this out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former #3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
He threw for nearly 350 yards. His team won. And one word just kept coming to mind as I watched him during the game. Surgical. Absolutely surgical. That's why he won NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, very precise. The throws. Throwing first play is Lance. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing now is Lance. Eluding the pressure. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Now the first carry here for their running back. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. Flashes another juke. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league. Now in his 5th year at quarterback.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week. So keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they've played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with those wins and their losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing with
Touchdown, Washington!
Chase Claypool.
His 11th touchdown of the year.
And the Commanders will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive.
They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention that they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Now Lance.
He's going to launch it for Washington. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. On 2nd and 10,
Lance, complete right side to Otten. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And Lance now to throw. He has it complete to Christian Watson.
No gain on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do is I know there's no problem. A little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. They were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7, though, on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 132 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
Able to hit his target, Claypool.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
This is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger, but remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. but graduated the Naval Academy, and back then you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That good for 22 and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Back to Robinson now on first down.
Gave a glimpse of his power, but not a whole lot of space. Down at the 30. 2nd and 9 now. He sets to fire deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 7.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping it for a loss.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Shotgun now for Lance.
Escaping, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's 2nd and 8.
He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. The 20. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for Buccaneer TD. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long. Again, it's Robinson.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun. They'll look to now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Lance, that's complete to his receiver, Godwin.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 6 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
5th in the league in receiving yards, and that's a strong category. I mean, if you're in the top 5 in anything, I don't care whether it's football or tiddlywinks, you're having a nice season.
Lance, thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commandersons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
So here is Washington now to take over.
They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Fighting Hilton on the slant.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Robinson on a give right side.
And he's got some space here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run again here with Robinson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage.
They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
2nd and 14.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And he will slide down with a good gain. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
Thanks to his effort, they now have a big choice to make here. He just ran them into field goal range with that one, so here come the choices. Do they kick it here, or do they trust him to make another big play and possibly get a first down?
And his kick here is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On now to punt. Here's Bradley Pinion.
A beautiful fake. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Washington on third down.
They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the catch made by Hilton.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Robinson up the middle. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Watkins. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
And his kick is indeed good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Washington now brings this out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
So out come the Bucs now.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up big for the game.
Some applause for the defense there. They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Washington offense going back to work.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throws the out route and finds Claypool. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 25-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, what a first half he's had running the football. Another terrific run there, and this one finds the end zone.
Well, we know he's a guy who's capable of coming up with big plays in the running game, and his offensive line knows it as well. That keeps them motivated, looking for those extra blocks to give him room to run downfield.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead.
Commanders 23, Buccaneers 7.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Washington now brings this out. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Lance. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete.
Lance's pass complete to Chris Godwin. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 39, Lance. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Lance. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 24-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Intended for Christian Watson.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Lance. Got an open man, it's Washington. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Flush to his right.
He's got the first down and more.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the first down.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Short of the goal line. A pickup of 2. Brings up
second down and goal. Lance. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Cade Otton from a yard out. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Boswell for the extra point. He's got it, and it's now 23-14. Pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And Cade Otton capped things off with a touchdown grab.
Boswell down and kick it away after the touchdown.
This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, it just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now, they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
104 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now back to throw.
He's going to drop this one down to Gibson.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 2nd and 6. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Caught by number 11. An 8-yard pickup. First down, Washington.
Looking to throw. Looking deep for Hilton. It's caught at the 10. A huge play there for Washington. And even 50 yards.
You can feel the effort all the way up here. He tried his best to get there. Didn't quite make it, but down around the 2-3 yard line, you got to love the effort, and especially the big play that gave his offense a great opportunity.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's out wide here for Robinson.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Brian Robinson Jr.
with his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow, because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there,
unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Now for the point after. And that will make this a 16-point lead. That time a 6-play drive.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Washington now brings this out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Lance now on first down.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Derek Stingley picks it.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Second and 4. He's got it to Hilton. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Now second and 5. Snap will come from the 6.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. On play action, they'll throw.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. CeeDee Lamb.
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Commanders would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Now the try here for the point after. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Fields it right around the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. They're standing by as Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll get started over at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. And it's the Saints who are out in front. Laviska Shenault, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head up to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And things didn't work out for them as they fall to the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 41-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. Able to hit his target, Claypool. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
5 yards on the play.
They'll run with Gibson. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Handoff now to Robinson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He was brought down to the 28-yard line. A 3-yard pickup.
Robinson with another carry.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Complete to Hilton.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He goes right back the way of Hilton.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 11-yard line.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
He'll look to throw.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
They'll look to throw again. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get. Keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half.
A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
It's a pickup of 3.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Again, they'll throw it with Lance.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The Commanders' defense holds, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
Back to throw. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
And the Washington first down.
On the give, here's Robinson. 137 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
How about how they spread the field in their formation? All those receivers running around, and not a single one of them finds a window in that zone. Great communication on the back end. Everyone pointing out different guys in their assignments. And guess who pays the price? The quarterback as he gets dumped.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. They run. Robinson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then 1 play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they will only muster a yard here at the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. This is Thomas. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Here's Lance.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, the next-gen stats will show us just how long it took for the pressure to get there, and it's not much. 1.8 seconds all told.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on third down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Fighting Hilton on the slant.
And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Washington,
the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year.
And they will return home next week to take on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.